Is it just me? Or does that gospel message about the criteria for being a disciple sound kind of harsh? Carry your cross, risk losing your life, your family, everything you have. Perhaps what Jesus is asking is that we pay attention and maybe even reorder our priorities. Anyone familiar with the season of creation? Well, we're in it. It began this past Monday, September 1st, and ends October 4th on the feast of St. Francis of Assisi. And it's an ecumenical movement worldwide that invites us all to reflect on our commitment to the earth and to the peoples with whom we share the earth. Maybe there's a bit of a PR issue getting that message out, but a bit of history. The roots of the season of creation are deeply embedded in the Eastern Orthodox tradition. Dating back to the 5th century, the 1st of September signaled the start of the Byzantine church year, and it was designated Creation Day to reflect the mystery of creation. In 1989, Ecumenical Patriarch Demetrius I proclaimed September 1st as a day of prayer for creation. Then the World Council of Churches expanded this concept from a day to a season, celebrated each year between September 1st and October 4th. 26 years later, in 2015, after Pope Francis released the encyclical Laudate Si, English translation on care for our common home, the Roman Catholic Church came on board, positioning the season of creation as a practical way for people to come together in prayer and action for creation. Where I grew up, we call that coming late to the table. So it turns out there's lots of activities, varied activities around the world, including pilgrimages of hope for creation, aimed at healing our connection to the earth, one another, and God. So if you're interested in learning more, there's a free 81-minute film entitled The Letter, A Message to Our Earth. And it's online at theletterfilm.org. Check the follow-up when it comes out. I suspect many of us equate Francis of Assisi with the patron saint of ecology. This year happens also to be the 800th anniversary of Francis writing the Canticle of the Creatures, also known as the Canticle of the Sun, where he praises Brother Sun, who gives us light, Sister Water, Brother Fire, and Sister Mother Earth. Amazing that 8 centuries ago, Francis captured the interdependence, the relationship that many of us today recognize between the natural, the human, and the divine. Even though or perhaps because violence continues to rage in our hearts and in our world. This year's season of creation, the theme is peace with creation. So I'm not standing here channeling Carol Johnson or suggesting you climb every mountain. I am suggesting, though, a first step might be to make a commitment to engage in outdoor activities intentionally. The next month is the perfect time for a trial to see whether your experience is consistent with the scientific research. And I think Carol is bringing those of us in this area to additional hikes during the month of September. We'll hear more about that later. We know that potential benefits of being outside in nature include improved cognitive function, memory, self-esteem, as well as relaxation, reducing inflammation, boosting your immune system, and potential decreases of certain diseases and cancers. It turns out a 30-minute walk in the park can improve your heart health, circulation, lower cholesterol, blood glucose, and blood pressure. And they say interacting in green space increases social interactions, which can prevent diseases like dementia. And listening to the birds and observing animals in nature, parentheses, except baboons, very close. Promote well-being, reduce stress, improves mood, and reduces attention fatigue. I've got many of those things. So I'm heading outside now. No, I just want to conclude today with a wise quote that comes to us from that same encyclical. And you know, I don't normally quote popes, but today, on care of our common home. If the universe unfolds in God who fills it completely, there is a mystical meaning to be found in a leaf, on a mountain trail, in a dewdrop, in a poor person's face. The world sings of an infinite love. How can we care to fail for it? How can we fail to care for it? Maybe I need to be outside now, right? Time for that walk. How might you spend some time this month reconnecting with God in creation?